what is secant squared A and cosecant squared A can be written as, just now we have learnt 1 plus tan squared theta can be written as secant squared theta. What is A minus B into A plus B? A squared minus B squared. So 1 squared minus sin squared theta. 1 minus sin squared theta according to trigonometric identity can be written as cos squared theta. Hello dear students, a warm welcome to one and all. My name is Vibha, Mathematics faculty at Vidyashram Pre-University College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. In the last session what we have learnt solving a 3-marker problems on trigonometric identities and also the reciprocals of trigonometric functions. So in this session number 6 of the chapter Angles and Trigonometric Ratios, which is a chapter number 13 in your NCERT textbook, we are going to learn again the topic of 3-marker problems on trigonometric functions. So therefore you have to remember the formulas of the identities: sin squared theta plus cos squared theta is equals to 1 plus tan squared theta is equal to secant squared theta. Similarly, 1 plus cot squared theta is equal to cosecant squared theta. And then reciprocals of the trigonometric functions are nothing but cosecant theta can be written as 1 over sin theta, or sin theta can be written as 1 over cosecant theta, and then you are going to have it as secant theta can be written as 1 over cos theta, or cos theta can be written as 1 over secant theta. Tan theta can be written as 1 over cot theta, or cot theta can be written as 1 over tan theta. Similarly, tan theta can also be written as, in terms of sin and cos, as sin theta divided by cos theta, and then cot theta can be written as cos theta divided by sin theta. Right? So these are all the formulas you have to remember to solve the problems. So we'll move on to the problems what they have asked. Prove that square root of secant squared A plus cosecant squared A is equals to tan A plus cot A. So what is secant squared A and cosecant squared A can be written as, just now we have learnt 1 plus tan squared theta can be written as secant squared theta. Therefore, secant squared, taking the left hand side here, this secant squared A under the square root only can be written as 1 plus tan squared A, plus this cosecant squared A, 1 plus cot squared theta can be written as cosecant squared theta. Therefore, cosecant squared theta can be replaced by 1 plus cot squared A. Here A is there, A is an angle you are going to have. Now, which will be equal to square root of 1 plus 1 will be is equals to 2 plus tan squared A plus cot squared A. And here students, don't cancel root and root there. It is not in the form of tan squared A plus cot squared A whole squared. When it is there in the form of whole square all, then you can cancel the square root. Now here tan squared A you are having, but dears, you can observe here 2 can be written as what? I am going to take it as tan squared A here, replacing or rewriting, not replacing, it is rewriting tan squared A plus cot squared A first, and then 2 into 1 I can write. But since it is in the form of a tan and cot, I can make 1 in the form of tan and cot, that is the reciprocals of each other. Tan into cot gives you what? 1, because I can write it as tan A into cot A, which is nothing but tan A. Reciprocal of cot is nothing but 1 over tan. So tan will get cancelled. You are going to remain with 1. So 1 can be written in the form of tan A into cot A. Therefore, I am going to replace here square root of tan squared A plus cot squared A plus 2 as it is into 1 is nothing but tan A into cot A. So therefore, now it is in the form of A squared plus B squared plus 2AB. What is a squared plus b squared plus 2ab, which is a plus b whole squared. A replaces tan a, b replaces cot a. Therefore, which implies tan a plus b cot a whole squared. So now you can cancel square and square root. You are going to remain with tan a plus cot a, which is your RHS. That's it, dears. I hope you understood this step in this, how to change it to 1 as tan a into cot a, which is nothing but the replacing 1, because I want to bring it in the form of a plus b whole squared. Understood? So this is a proof you are having as the right hand side given. We'll move on to the next one, dears. What there was the next one? Prove that square root of 1 plus sin theta divided by square root of 1 minus sin theta is equal to secant theta plus tan theta. Now, you are going to take LHS as implies you can split numerator as well as denominator. I am going to split that square root of 1 plus sin theta divided by square root of 1 minus sin theta. Now, I am going to multiply this conjugate of the square root of 1 minus sin theta. Conjugate will be 1 plus sin theta. Therefore, multiplying that square root of 1 plus sin theta divided by square root of 1 plus sin theta. Now, which will be equal to square root of 1 plus sin theta into square root of 1 plus sin theta will be is equals to, right? Okay. Now, square root of 1 plus sin theta, square root of 1 plus a into a is nothing but a squared. Therefore, square root of 1 plus sin theta whole squared. Square root will get cancelled. You are going to have 1 minus sin theta under root 1 minus sin theta into 1 plus sin theta, which is a minus b into a plus b. What is a minus b into a plus b? A squared minus b squared. So 1 squared minus sin squared theta. So which is, so square root will get cancelled in the numerator. Now, 1 plus sin theta is there in the numerator divided by denominator. 1 squared is 1. 1 minus sin squared theta according to trigonometric identity can be written as cos squared theta. So, under root cos squared theta. Now, square will get cancelled. Numerator is 1 plus sin theta and denominator, it is nothing but cos theta. Right? Now, you can split this one as 1 over cos theta plus sin theta by cos theta. See the right hand side what they have given. Now, 1 over cos theta, reciprocal of cos is secant theta. Secant theta plus sin by cos is nothing but tan theta. So, secant theta plus tan theta, which is your RHS. That is your right hand side proof. That is your right hand side proof. Isn't it? I hope you got this procedure. We'll move on to the next one. What they have asked, prove that 1 over 1 plus sin A plus 1 over 1 minus sin A is equals to 2 secant squared A. Let me take the LCM here. LCM is 1 plus sin A into 1 minus sin A. So, therefore, it is a plus b into a minus b, which is a squared minus b squared. Again, multiplying this here, 1 into 1 minus a is 1 minus sin a. 1 into 1 minus sin a is 1 minus sin a plus 1 into 1 plus sin a is 1 plus sin a only. So, taking here LHS and rewriting LHS like this, which implies 1 minus sin squared a is nothing but cos squared a, because 1 squared is nothing but 1. Now, numerator minus sin a plus sin a will get cancelled. You are going to have 1 plus 1 will be equal to 2. But what is 2 into 1 by cos squared a? 1 by cos squared a is nothing but reciprocal of cos is secant. Since you are having your cos squared a, reciprocal of cos squared a will become secant squared a. So, 2 as it is, I am going to keep it. 1 divided by cos squared a is nothing but secant squared a, which is your right hand side. That is a proof. They have asked you to prove. Understood? I hope you got this procedure. We'll move on to the next problem. What they've asked the next problem, dears? Prove that cos A divided by 1 plus sin A plus 1 plus sin A divided by cos A is equals to 2 secant A. Taking again here the LCM. What happens? LCM is 1 plus sin A into cos A. Therefore, taking LHS and LCM as 1 plus sin A into cos A. Now cos A will be multiplied here, which will become cos squared A. Again, 1 plus sin A into 1 plus sin A is 1 plus sin A whole squared. 1 plus sin A whole squared, which implies denominator 1 plus sin A into cos A, numerator cos squared A, plus 1 plus sin A whole squared can be written in the form of A plus B whole squared, which is A squared, that is 1 squared is 1 plus B squared is sin squared A plus 2 sin A into 1, right? Because 2AB. A is nothing but 1, B is nothing but sin A. Now numerator you can observe here cos squared A plus sin squared A. What is cos squared A plus sin squared A? Which is nothing but 1. Therefore, numerator will become cos squared A plus sin squared A is 1. 1 plus 1 is nothing but 2. So, 2 plus remaining is the last term 2 sin A divided by denominator is 1 plus sin A into cos A, which implies now you can take 2 common factor in the numerator. If you take 2 common factor, remaining is 1 plus sin A and denominator is 1 plus sin A into cos A. Now 1 plus sin A, 1 plus sin A will get cancelled. You are having 2 into 1 divided by cos A. But what is 1 by cos A? 1 by cos A is nothing but secant A. Therefore, 2 into secant A. That is your right hand side. Correct? That's what they have asked you to prove. 2 into secant A. We got 2 into secant A as the answer or the proof. I hope you got this problem. We'll move on to the next one. What they have asked here. If cot A is equals to 5 by 12 and theta is acute, show that 2 cosecant theta minus 4 secant theta is equals to 247 divided by 30. So here they have given cot A is equals to given cot A is equals to 5 divided by 12. But what is cot A, dears? It is nothing but cot theta is adjacent divided by opposite, right? So therefore this is the adjacent side divided by opposite side. In the right angle triangle, if we want, because I want cosecant theta and the secant theta, therefore in the right angle triangle, adjacent side they have given it as 5 and opposite side is nothing but a 12. So hypotenuse will be is equal to what? Hypotenuse squared is opposite squared plus adjacent squared. So adding this, you are going to get opposite squared is nothing but 12 squared plus adjacent squared is 5 squared. 12 squared is nothing but 144 plus 5 squared is 25. So now 144 plus 25 is 169. But a hypotenuse squared is 169. What is hypotenuse? Square root of 169. You know, dears, 169 square root is 13. It is 13 squared is nothing but 169. Therefore, this hypotenuse side will be is equal to 13. So what is secant? They have given cosecant theta and secant theta. What is cosecant theta? Sin theta is nothing but 1 by cosecant. Cosecant theta is nothing but 1 over sin. Sin you know already, opposite divided by hypotenuse. What happens to the cosecant? Cosecant will be is equal to cosecant theta will be is equal to, what is that? Opposite hypotenuse divided by opposite. So which will be is equal to hypotenuse is 13 divided by opposite is nothing but 12. Similarly, secant theta, because they have given in the proof, that is 4 secant theta in the left hand side of that. Secant theta is nothing but cos theta is adjacent divided by hypotenuse. Secant theta is reciprocal of cos, which is nothing but hypotenuse divided by adjacent, which will be equal to hypotenuse is 13, adjacent is 5. So now by taking the proof 2 cosecant theta, left hand side proof 2 cosecant theta, you are having minus 4 secant theta. So which implies 2 into cosecant theta is 13 by 12, 13 divided by 12 minus 4 into secant theta is 13 divided by 5. So the answer you are going to get here, 2 ones are 2 6 are you are going to have, remaining is 13 by 6 minus here 4 3s are 12, 1 is a carry over, 4 ones are 4, 5, 52 divided by 5. Now the LCM will be is equal to 30. So 6 5s are 30. Now 5 will be multiplied here. So 5 3s are 15. 1 is a carry over, 5 ones are 5. 5 plus 1 is 6 minus 6 2s are 12, 1 is a carry over, 6 5s are 30, 30 plus 1, 31. Now the answer you are going to have here is, which will be is equal to, so 65 minus 312 is minus 247 divided by 30. So therefore in the proof you must have minus 237 divided by 30 is your answer. Understood? Okay, this should be minus 247 divided by 30. We got the same here. We have not done any mistake here by taking, right? And you are going to cancel this one. You are going to remain with 13 divided by 6 only, obviously. Then cross multiplying 65 minus, you are going to have 312, which is minus 247 by 30 is your right answer. I hope you got this problem. So same type of problem can be asked for different giving trigonometric functions values. Okay, you have to try that one. I hope, dear students, you got this session how to solve the 3 marker problems based on the trigonometric identities and when they have given the values of the trigonometric functions, right? So in the next session, dears, we'll be moving on to solving the 5 marker problems. Thank you, dears. Have a nice day.